Hi, my name is Andrew Mark. I currently live in Santa Barbara, California with my wife Christy and my two daughters, Keldy and Alexi. Keldy is 3 years old, Alexi is 3 months old. So I am a little more tired than usual, and it's actually taken me quite a few takes to make this video because I keep getting derailed by random thoughts, so hopefully that won't happen this time. We came to this church by way of Mexico. I was a missionary kid in Mexico for 18 years. My wife and I got married in the United States after I moved here, and we kept going back to Mexico, not for missions or anything like that, just to visit friends, to hang out with my old church, to do stuff like that. During one of those visits, we encountered a home for human trafficking victims, sex traffic victims, in fact, adolescent sex traffic victims, very specific. And my wife felt called to work with this home, and so we came home and we packed our bags and we committed to a 2-year short-term stint with the Evangelical Covenant Church in Mexico City and working with this home. Well, my wife mainly focused on working in that home, and I worked with the youth at the church I actually grew up in Mexico City, which was, for me, really challenging because I don't ordinarily work with teenagers, and they were also kind of at-risk inner-city teenagers with a lot of problems that I was not totally prepared for how to help them. But we did kind of grow a tiny little community that still is kind of there 3 years later. Anyway, after that was done, those 2 years, our commitment was done. We weren't prepared at that point to stay. So we started looking elsewhere, and I sent out some applications as a children's director, children's pastor to different churches within Covenant. And this was one of the churches that answered. We chose, and this church is Community Covenant Church of Goleta. I had never heard of Santa Barbara or Goleta really before coming down here. So this was a fun experience moving here. We kind of landed on coming to this particular church because the work was a lot more grassroots. There was a lot more building to do. There wasn't already a very established or clear program. There were things going on, but it was kind of in a transition. They were ready to kind of do something new, and I felt called to basically get my feet wet in terms of what it means to build something from the beginning, from scratch, and to try different things and to make it unique to this area. And so that's what I've been doing for the last 3 years. That being said, it's interesting that the question on this prompt is what makes your Christian community unique. At this point in this church's life, that is a question that we're trying to answer. We're not particularly sure. This church has a great sense of community. We have meal programs. We have, if somebody's hurt, there's a whole help team that calls out to different people in the church to help them. We have life groups. We have about 80% life group attendance, which, from what I understand, is really good. I have over 50 volunteers, all committed to working with children. That's in a 200-person church. That's an insane amount of volunteers for such a small church. So it's a very committed community, but we are trying to figure out what does it mean to be a community within our community? What impact are we making on our surrounding non-churched Santa Barbara community? And I think we're going through a bit of an identity shift, or not crisis necessarily, but trying to figure out what exactly that means. So we've opened up this conversation about what that means. We've been talking a lot about being a church in a post-Christendom society. We've been talking a lot about being a church in Santa Barbara, which is one of the largest non-church cities in the United States, apparently, according to Barna. We've been really trying to figure that out. And so this summer, we're actually trying a few new things just to kind of test the waters to see if there's some stuff we can play with. We're doing integrated worship for 2 months, which means we're closing down the children's area, and we're having the whole church is going to worship together for 2 months. And instead of making it a children's service or a children's moment or a service with a children's moment in there, we're trying to make it an experience that actually helps parents and adults engage their children in the process of worship. And so it's very interactive. The aim is to get these 200 people that come to our church talking to each other and talking to children, and really build on the sense of community and what it means to be together in church and how we're investing in it, as opposed to just coming and sitting. We're actually going to be participating in different ways. And I'm out of time, so I think I'll just leave it with that. I'm looking forward to seeing you all. Let me know if you have any questions about this. I know I didn't finish right, but I have done this a lot of times. So God bless you. Looking forward to seeing you.